Hey, what's cracking, everybody? On today's video, we got another LinuxHub project. And on this project, basically what I've done is I've created a builder that uses the Calamares installer. So right now, this is only set up for Openbox because I can't do the multiple desktop thing with this builder. It's not going to work right, or I just don't know enough about it to get that far. So at present, right now, the builder does work. And I have it working with the Calamares installer, but it's only for the Openbox desktop environment. Um, it's going to take some work to get all the desktops to work under one ecosystem, but at least for now, I got the Openbox one going. I may set up a couple more, maybe do Cinnamon and GNOME or XFCE. I might do a couple more desktops that'll be on their own that'll work with the Calamares installer. But for now, I'm going to show you how it works. So once you got this screen up right here, you can build a customized archery span. Okay, so this part of the builder here is pretty much the same as usual. You go through the process, you click on continue. This step is a little different right here. It's to edit the theme. For some reason, the theme manager is I don't know why it's having an issue, but I've noticed that certain things on Openbox are starting to error out. And I noticed that trying to install things like obconf and things like that are now starting to have errors with Arch Linux. So I don't know if they're moving things from the repository, or maybe some signatures are not signed properly. I don't know what the issue is, but it's been having some problems. So I basically built a customizer all on my own to make it work with the Openbox desktop environment. So from here, you will select a theme. Now it's kind of weird because you don't really get to see a preview of what the theme would look like. But let's say I select the Arc Dark, and then I'll select an icon theme. I'll choose Breeze Dark, and then a cursor theme. I'll choose the vintage one. So let me just open up a file manager so you can see how everything looks. The file manager open right here, and then I'll go ahead and click on OK, and it should have changed everything. Let me close the file manager and open it back up. And now you can see the theming is different on the file manager and the icons and things like that. So for now, that's what we have to work with. So, and I'll click on continue. I'm going to leave the wallpaper the same, but if I wanted to change the wallpaper, I could have done that also, but I'm just going to leave it the same. And right here where it says open images with GIMP to edit, now it's going to open up a lot more images, because now you're going to want to edit the images that go with the Calamares installer. So we'll show you that process right here. So right here, it's going to open up all of these images right here. The first few are, we've seen how I've edited these a few times, but I just, it says right here, edit this image. So each one you select is going to say edit this image. So you just edit it the way you want to edit. Like this is your splash screen. This is your Prime Center welcome screen. This is your installer screen. And then you have these that go along with the Calamares installer. So this image, edit it. This is the message that I currently have on it, but whatever you want it to say, however you want it to look, this is the image you edit. Same goes for this one. Pretty much same goes for all of them. And I noticed that there's a little typo right here. It's supposed to say edit images to your liking, but it says to you liking. Whatever. You get it. Basically, you edit all the images, and what you want to do with every image, you want to overwrite. You just overwrite each image as you edit it. Once you overwrite it, it'll save it, and you'll be done with the images. So I'll go ahead and I'll close that now, and I'll click on continue. I'm not going to go through all the editing. Right here, if you want to edit your welcome script, of course, you can edit the welcome script. You open this up and you can change functions on it. So, it's basically it's just a simple YAD script. If you know how to work with it, change it. If not, then just leave it alone and just skip, or continue. And if there's want to make some changes to your config folder, you can open this right here and make any changes you want to your config folder. This is the config folder of the ISO folder. This is not your config folder from your system itself. It is the config folder from the ISO folder that's going to use to build. So don't get confused. It could get very confusing. But then again, you can also skip or continue. Then right here, you want to enter your respin info. So I'm just going to call this one respin version 1. And notice for each column, it goes a little different. So on the first one, I had to use an underscore. On the second one, I don't need to use an underscore. On the third one, this is for the, and you see right here, it says Openbox only. It's for this menu button right here. It's going to add whatever you want to say right here on this menu button. So whatever you want it to say for example, I'll just put say it. And it's going to say it right here on this button. And then your host name, I'll just leave it at that. And then you click on OK. And then everything else is the same. You build your ISO image. So from right here, we'll just enter our password and proceed with the build. All right, you can see right here all the changes that are being made right here. And pretty much this is going to build your ISO. So at this point, you just sit back, give it like 10-15 minutes. And when it's done, it'll let you know, and it'll tell you that there's a output folder that you could go into and copy your ISO. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'll pause the video. All right, the builder has finished building the ISO, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the folder. And there's a button right here that says Open Output Folder. And from right here, I'm just going to copy the ISO. And I'm going to put the ISO on my system so I can boot into it. All right, that's copied over. So I'm going to go ahead and close my file manager. I can go ahead and close this. I'm done with it. Finish. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place that ISO onto the same virtual machine and just write over it. So I'll just go through this little hamburger menu, go to my preferences, device and share, the ISO we just created. And then I'll just do a simple reboot. All right. All right, so from right here, you can see this is one of the images that you need to edit. I decided not to edit none of the images. That way you can see them all displayed right here as we boot into the ISO. So this is the respin we just created, respin version 1, install medium. I'll just click on enter. And from here, we'll go through the same process. Pretty much everything will be identical to the regular ISO. It's just that everything's customized to your respin, the way you set it up. So your theming, your wallpaper, the way you edit the images, it'll all be the way that you set it up. But I just want to show you that instead of using the LinuxHub Prime installer, this one is using the Calamares installer. All right, so the system should be setting up just about now. There we go. All right, so you can see right here on the button right here, I just wrote say it the way I wrote it onto that in the builder. And you can see the theming. So right here, this image, you would edit it to your liking. And then you would just open up the Calamares installer. And this would be on your own custom respin. You'll have your Calamares installer. And you can see it doesn't say LinuxHub or anything like that. It says whatever name you give it. Like this right here is the respin V1 installer. That's what it would say for you. So we'll just click on next, set up our options. All right, and then I'm just gonna give this the name test. And you can see right here, it doesn't say LinuxHub like on the regular ISO. It says whatever your respin name would be. And we just set it up and install. And you'll see right here, these are the images that you would need to edit so that it would show whatever you want it to show. So there's 5 particular, I think 4 or 5 particular images that you want to edit to your liking, and they would all come up here. Now, of course, if you know how to work with Calamares and all that, you would navigate to the ISO folder, go into your ETC folder, and in there's a folder called Calamares. And in there, you have all your modules and all your settings. You can set it up however you want to set it up. But to do it the easy, no fuss way, you can just use this system and set it up and be done with it. But the world is at your fingertips. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll pause the video, and then we'll reboot once this is done installing. And the custom Respin installer is now completed. You can see right here, it says Respin version 1 has been installed on your computer. You may now restart into your new system or continue using Respin version 1 live environment. So I'll just go ahead and click on done and reboot into the new Respin. All right, and we're booted into our new system here. And this is the custom Respin. And this would be the image, of course, that you would set up on your own. So I'm just going to close that. And on the new Respin now, there is this part right here where it does say LinuxHub Prime. So I am going to remove that. That's going to be in the April 2nd release. So I am going to remove that part right there. And let's see what else changes I need to make. Pretty much everything is pretty much set up out the box. Your system does come with Paru and Yay, even on the Respin now. Before you didn't get Paru or Yay on the Respin, but now you does. So it's pretty much fully all set up now. So you got Pamek, Paru, Yay, all the normal AUR helpers. So it all comes standard out of the box now. So this is something that that's going to become standard moving forward for your Respins. All right, let me see. Is Office installed by default? It is not, so you would have to install Office. And as far as multimedia, you do have VLC player for graphics. You do have a GIMP and an image viewer. And you got your standard normal settings, your system settings. If you need a graphical installer, it's on there also. So you got pretty much everything to get you going as far as the minimal. And of course, being that you have the AUR helpers, you can pretty much install whatever it is you want to install. It's all at your fingertips. So you should be able to go. All righty. So there it is there. This is the Openbox builder with the Calamares. All right, so I'll be releasing this. So stay tuned for an update for April 2nd. There will be a new release. I'm going to remove that last little remnant of LinuxHub Prime. That way there's no LinuxHub Prime on there at all. All right, and of course, anytime that an update is needed, of course, I'll take care of that. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Just wanted to show you that we now have a builder using the Calamares installer. What everybody I know this is what everybody wanted, so there you have it. All right. I have been getting some comments saying a step-by-step guide of how to set up Calamares. I mean, with this here, pretty much all the work is being done for you already. There's plenty of videos out there showing step-by-step guides, and this right here pretty much automatically does everything for you out of the box. So at this point, there should be no complaints, no nothing. You should be able to get your system going. And then the more you learn about these systems, the more you learn of where to place files and how to associate them and make things happen. You know what I mean? A lot of times with these videos, you want step-by-step guides, and sometimes that's not enough. It leads into another step and then another step, and it leads into another step, And it's like you want to be spoon fed everything. You don't want to do it yourself. You want it to be spoon fed to you. And it's one of the main reasons why the Arch Linux community is the way they are, you know. And I know this firsthand because I had to learn everything that I'm doing here. I had to learn it on my own, go through it, learn it, and put it in place and make it work. So, just saying that alone, for most of you, you just don't understand the complexity of, especially with with getting these programs to work. Oh man, it's a world and a half of hair pulling if I had any hair. You know what I mean? And it's very frustrating at times. But sometimes you just gotta put it away and go do something else, and then when you're ready to come back to it, you come back to it. You know what I mean? Uh, Obviously, it's being done by a lot of people, so it is doable. And you always have to tell yourself that. Just know that it is doable. You just have to painstakingly learn what it is you're doing. Because if you don't learn how to do what it is you need to do, and if it's just spoon fed to you, what you're going to do is create an issue for yourself. I don't know if that makes sense to you now, but you're basically creating an issue for yourself. You're going to put yourself in a hole, and then you're going to want someone else to dig you out of it. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? If you put yourself in a hole, you got to learn how to dig yourself out. Don't count on someone else to dig you out of the hole. You know what I mean? There is no 911 for this. You can't call the police or the ambulance or something to come dig you out of this hole. If you're gonna put yourself in one of these holes, you got to learn how to get yourself out of the hole. And that's one of the big old things with learning how these systems work and why they work and why the Arch Linux community gets the handle of being assholes and things like that. Believe me, I know firsthand. I know I asked a lot of questions. Even me, I'm out there asking and trying to get information. And when someone points me in a direction to go look it up and read on it, hey, that's what I do. I look it up, I read up on it, and then I figure it out. I've been telling you video after video that I'm not this computer. I mean, I know what I'm doing on a computer. Don't get me wrong, but I'm self-taught. All this coding and everything that I learned how to write, a lot of it I learned from Google. You just I don't know. My mind works in a certain way to where I can read the math. I can figure it out and see what it's doing, and that's how I learn. It's kind of like that movie Drumline. The dude that he doesn't know how to read, but he listens to someone on a drummer do something with the drums, and then he picks it up and he advances on it. That's kind of how I am with this coding thing. If I had to paint a picture around it, that's kind of where my head is at. I see code and I see what it's doing, and that's how I figure it out. I guess it's kind of like reverse engineering, but yeah, because I never went to school for this. It's just something that I started off just with writing web pages and things like that, and it all led down this rabbit hole to where I'm at now. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I don't want to make this a big old long video about nonsense that it's not related. We finally have a Calamares builder. It's here for you. Remember, if you dig yourself in a hole, remember that you have to dig yourself out. Don't expect someone to dig you out. You're gonna have to dig yourself out. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope I didn't sound too rude or harsh or anything like that. That was not my intention at all. I was just trying to make it clear so that you understand. All right, you guys, if you like this video you just saw, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, by all means, give it a thumbs down. And if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and unsubscribe. Hey, it's not gonna hurt you. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it, and I'm out.